On the 12th of March 1938, Germany and Austria united in an act known as the Anschluss. Anschluss is the German word for union. This event, among others, was what caused World War II, as Hitler once again went against the laws imposed by the Allies, wrecking Austria's independence and turning it into a state inside the German Confederation. This was the burial of the Treaty of Versailles. So the question I'll be answering is question number 13. Why didn't the powers react to the Anschluss? After Hitler became Chancellor, his goal was to go against every punishment stated in the Treaty of Versailles, one of these being the prohibition of the Anschluss. In 1934, Hitler attempted a coup against Dollfuss, the Chancellor of Austria then. The coup was unsuccessful, but Dollfuss was murdered. Italy made a pact with the new Chancellor, called Chusny. In this pact, Italy agreed that its troops would protect the Austrian border from invasions. In 1936, however, this pact was broken, and a new one between Hitler and Mussolini was created. Now that Austria had no protection, Hitler could easily carry on with his plans. Back in 1938, I was the Chancellor of Austria. I did all that I could have done to prevent what happened, but I guess it wasn't enough. I remember meeting Hitler in his summer house, where he told me I had to give his Nazi friends positions in my government. I had no other choice but to do so, and I appointed Seyss-Inquart as my Minister of Interior. Turns out Hitler wanted much more from my country than that, so he ordered the Nazis living in my land to cause as much trouble as they could, just to put pressure on me, because he knew that if Austria was a chaos, marching German troops into my country would be justified. Then came my downfall. On the 9th of March 1938, I announced a referendum so the Austrian people could decide for themselves whether they wanted to be a part of Germany or not. Even though I thought it was a great idea, Hitler hated it. So the following day he called me demanding me to call off this referendum. I had no support from other countries, and his troops were already prepared to storm in at any second, so, fearing for my life, I called off the referendum and resigned. On the 12th of March, Nazi troops marched into Austria unopposed. In fact, they were cheered as they entered the capital, and Germany and Austria became one. This conflict didn't have any intervention from the Allies, because they had enough going on in their own countries. France was not in a position to get involved with the Anschluss, as just 2 days before Germany invaded Austria, the whole French government resigned. In Britain, citizens were scared that opposing Hitler would cause another war, and they saw no reason why two countries which spoke the same language shouldn't merge. Some people did speak against Hitler's way of doing things, like Winston Churchill, who said that he should have used diplomacy instead of force, but he didn't get much support. Politically, there was no desire to oppose Hitler, as the Prime Minister, Chamberlain, was negotiating with Mussolini. The Anschluss could have been stopped if the French government hadn't been so weak at the moment, and if the British would have saw it as a national threat rather than just as a war starter. Austria couldn't do much either, as Hitler forced the Chancellor to appoint a Nazi Minister of Interior and to call off the referendum. With the alliance with Mussolini, Hitler had killed off every opposition he could have had against the Anschluss. Now, the 3 questions you have to answer are: how did Hitler get rid of the Italian protection to Austria? Why didn't Britain and France intervene with Hitler's plans? And lastly, how did Hitler make Chusny resign? Thank you so much, I hope you like it.